Let me show you how my brain scams me. Every time I get into brainstorming, my brain gives me this. And every time I fall for it. Here are my tricks how to dig deeper beyond the first idea and get to the actually good ones. Hey, I'm Casper, your creativity mentor. I'm on a mission to get you to become more savvy about coming up with creative new ideas. I'm calling this project Creative Demo because I want to demo creativity tricks, but I also want to democratize creativity for anyone who thinks they're not creative and to teach you how to become creative. Let's dive in. Here's something I used to do all the time. I'd get an idea and I would immediately think, yes, that's it. It was love at first sight, no questions asked. But most of the time, the first idea was just a remix of something I'd seen before. Something comfortable, obvious, and safe. And I realized that later only when I dared to admit it. So, what we're doing here is unpacking that moment. Why does our brain serve us that very easy idea first? And how do we move beyond it? We'll go into what's happening up here in our heads. I'll show you how I almost fell for it again while designing the thumbnail for this very video. And we'll pull out some idea tricks out of a literal hat to help you push your ideas further. Let's see how deep we can go. Alright brain, hit me. Give me a good idea. First idea. Boom. You're welcome. I think I've seen this one before, like in 10 different TikToks. Here's the thing, your first idea, it usually isn't yours. It's your brain being lazy, and there's a reason for that. Your brain is a pattern matching machine. It's wired to recognize things it's seen before. That's how it keeps us alive. So we can spot a speeding car in an instant and not get run over by it. Neuroscientist Jeff Hawkins calls it a prediction machine because it's constantly going like, have I seen this? Do I know this? How can I respond fast? So when you ask it for a new idea, it doesn't give you something fresh. It gives you something familiar. And in creativity, that's not that helpful. The UK-based psychologist Margaret Bowden passed away less than a month ago. She was an expert in different types of creativity. She studied how new things are made by humans, and she also studied how AI makes new things. In both cases, she said that most creativity is just remixing. And that's not a bad thing, but your first idea is usually the most obvious remix. The one your brain grabs off the shelf without question. 20 years ago, a study by a different person, Bowden, not Bowden, and their colleagues, found out a very similar thing. When we solve problems, we start with the most common ideas first. It's called availability heuristic. Basically, the easier it is to think of, the more likely it's something you've already seen somewhere. So yeah, if your idea came to you instantly, it's probably not that original. Daniel Kahneman wrote about this in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. He says we have two brain modes, system 1 that's fast, automatic and lazy, and system 2 that's slow, thoughtful and effortful. And guess who's running the show when you're brainstorming? Yep, that same intern, system 1. Look, I appreciate the hustle, but we're not done yet. Please go back and bring me something weird.
Fine.
So next time, when your brain hands you that first idea, say thanks and then also ask, what else do you got? Because the good stuff, the original stuff, is always a few layers deeper. Oh, which reminds me, I still need to think of that thumbnail for this video. How about we do it together? Come with me. Okay, the title has something to do with the first idea being kind of a decoy. And I like it. The word decoy is kind of written in a funny way, like I like the combination of characters, and also there's a visual element to the thumbnail. Oh, okay, I'm getting something. I'm seeing a wolf dressed as a sheep, but kind of taking off his mask and revealing his true identity. So he is kind of the real thing and the sheep is a decoy. Okay, I like it. I see it written out in this, not written out, but drawn in a cool 1930s cartoon style. So yeah, my lazy brain went straight to Cuphead because I've been playing it today and just took it. It was very available. It was right there. And come to think of it, A Wolf in Disguise is also straight out of Little Red Riding Hood. I'm just really realizing now this is a very convenient remix. Okay, we can do better than the first one. Let's Google. Let's get some inspiration. So I'm Googling the word decoy. And there's suddenly all these duck references. Why? What do ducks... Oh, like kind of hunting. A little duck that, I don't know, draws in other ducks while people are hunting. Okay, that's the second idea done. Let's see more. Let me think about it more. Well, so far all my thumbnails have had my face on it. And if we combine the word decoy and the whole idea and include my face to be consistent, then we might be all onto something. Ooh, I'm getting a brainwave now. There's this video that I took in 2017 of a cute little owl. It was curious about my camera, and as I was moving away, it tilted its neck to keep me in its line of sight, kind of like this. So what if I take a peek like that behind the decoy mask of me? That way I can keep the cartoon element in the mask, yet keep my face consistent in all the thumbnails. So yeah, I like that actually better than the first idea. See what just happened there? I almost fell for my own first idea. It was stylish, it was nostalgic, and it made me feel clever. But it was basically Cuphead remixed with Grimm's fairy tale. And that's the trap. First ideas feel right because they feel familiar, and our brains love feeling familiar. But if you push past them just a little bit, you get closer to something that's actually yours. So next time you're stuck, don't trust the idea that shows up first, wearing a nice suit. Ask yourself, is this really original, or is this just a wolf in disguise? Now that we know that our first idea is probably just a lazy remix, what do we do about it? Well, we can set up some rules for your brain. You can think of it as constraints, boundaries, or even creative sabotage. If you let your brain do whatever it wants, then it's just gonna serve you the same old stuff it handed you the last time. So I made a bunch of these creative rules. These have all worked for me. I'm putting them in the hat, and let's take them out one by one and see if some of them work for you. Okay, so the first one is, what? Go with your first idea? No, definitely not. Let's make this our rule 0. First idea always gets deleted. The first real rule is don't stop until you have at least 10 ideas. Because, I mean, even the 7th idea might be really bad and you're thinking, oh, I don't have anything else. But keep going, because number 9 might actually be the one. Next one is time box it. Ooh, I love this one. So without thinking, this one helps you turn off your brain and stop judging yourself for 5 minutes and just brainstorm really fast. No editing, you just literally vomit all your ideas out, and then you'll think about them in a critical way, like prioritization, things like that, later. Next one is, rank your ideas from the safest to the weirdest one, because the safest ideas make you feel smart, but the weirdest ideas make you actually be smart, be brave. To go with the weird ideas. Next rule is to start your brainstorming, asking yourself, what's the worst idea I could think about? This way you let all the dirty water flow out of your brain, and only then can clean water, meaning good ideas, start flowing. So just start thinking about all the obvious ones, or try to think of the worst idea that would work. This one says reverse engineer your idea. So ask yourself, where is this coming from? What am I mimicking? So I've done this when we were doing the brainstorm with the Cuphead part. I was thinking, hey, a wolf in 1930 style. The year 1930 was like, why is this so specifically coming to me? And then I was asking myself, what am I seeing or consuming in the 1930 style? And I was like, yes, Cuphead. So reverse engineer your idea to see if it's actually original or not. And let's do one more. Phone a weirdo. So you need to show someone your ideas, but pick somebody who thinks differently and ask them for their opinion. Ask them to be your brainstorming partner. Maybe they help you see things from a different perspective. And the wild part, there are even more rules I didn't pull out from this hat. But here's the deal. Don't wait for me to give you the perfect formula. Make your own rules. Seriously, why not? You know your creative habits better than anyone. So set some traps for your lazy brain. And hey, if you come up with a good one, leave it in the comments so we can all get inspired. So how do we actually use this when we're stuck with that too perfect first idea? You've already seen some tools, but now let's connect the dots. Your first idea, probably a remix, probably familiar, and probably just your brain intern trying to clock out early. But that doesn't mean that you're stuck with it. We talked about how your brain is wired to take shortcuts. Remixing is normal, but settling is optional. A few simple rules can help you outsmart your lazy brain intern. That's how we make creativity easy, by having tangible tools to go beyond the first idea. If that clicked with you, you're gonna love next week's video. We're doing a deep dive into creative constraints, the kind that don't just help you think outside of the box, but actually build a better box. If you don't want to miss that, subscribe to the creative demo. If you're watching this in the future and I've already made that video, I will link it on the screen now. Alright weirdos, see you in the next one.